This is a video to show you how to revise your essay and what is expected for your one-on-one appointment. You should have already signed up for an appointment by clicking on this link with the clock. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you have not signed up, please do. Do not sign up for more than one appointment. If you realize with at least 48 hours was preferable, 24 hours, that you have a conflict, let me know, and I can switch your time. Please do not sign up for more than one. To get to your graded paper, there are two ways to do it. You can click on assignments, and you can click on the narrative final draft due, and if you turned one in, you can get to it graded there. The other place that you can get to the same place always is over here. You can click on My Grades. You will see that there is a narrative kind of green link here. Over here, if you see comments, that means I've left you another comment. There's not another comment here, but you can click here. You will notice that I've made all of the comments on the paper, and this looks sort of jumbled. I can come over here. I can see I got an 80 on it. Oh, I see these numbers. Something's missing. I see 5, 8, 3, 47, 17, and it adds up to 80. So that's my grade so far. If you come back to announcements, I also have it in several other places. I have this narrative rubric PDF. You can open that up on the screen, and you can see here's the in-depth explanation. Here's the chart. So the free writing that you did on class way before it was due was worth 5 points. The first draft was worth 5 points. A lot of you, I gave you the benefit of the doubt if you did the Google letter, because that meant you had to have the draft even if you didn't upload it. If you missed doing the Google letter or did not make it up, that was worth 10 points. Did you use MLA style, name, instructor, class, date, centered title? That was worth 5 points. That's also, you had points taken off if you did not use double space. The content this time was worth 50 points. That's, did you stay on topic? Did you have good details? And then the mechanics had to do with grammar, and what we have done so far before you wrote this the first time was verb, tense, pronouns, and all of those sorts of things. All right, let me go in here back to the paper. So let's take a look at the paper. So in assignments, I'm going to click on the paper, and I can see it like this. The other thing that's really nice to know, if I download it here, I get the original ungraded paper. If I download it here, I can keep the PDF and read it from here. If you look at my earlier video in Technology Help, you will see that I'm grading a little bit differently. I do not like the comments that are in the side because it's really hard to read. So I've written to you in pink. Anytime you see anything highlighted, that means that there is an error. So notice I've told this person the first time that this is a run-on sentence. You should have maybe a semicolon and a my. Remember, you could use a period. We've been looking at the punctuation pattern sheet. I also have a lot of videos over here in Technology Help that you can review. So what you need to do then is on your new paper, you will come over here and notice here is the same place in the paper, and I'm going to change this and fix it, and I'm going to make this a semicolon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. Anything I fix, I'm going to highlight. I'm not going to do all of these, but I want to show you some of these. Notice this next one, continuing down the busy dirt roads past the flashing light calls a game. This is not a sentence, this is a fragment. So I'm using this underlined red stuff to show you that. So you could say something like, I continued down the busy dirt roads, and I need to figure out exactly what this person is saying. So if it's your paper, you can probably figure it out, but let's make it into a quick sentence here. One way to do this is to change it to, I continued down the busy dirt roads, past the flashing light, and I'm not sure what this means, but I'm going to take this off. The student who wrote it could probably figure that out. So sometimes you have to figure out what it is that you were trying to say, and sometimes that would do it. So since I fixed this fragment, now it's not the way it was, I can just come up here and highlight. So that's going to be like my my checklist as I'm going to make sure that I'm checking everything off. Notice with the sun bearing down, yet the freezing rain. So this looks like the comma was in the wrong place. So now it needs to be here. So let's come over here and look. So bearing down, yet. So the comma was in the wrong place. So I'm going to take the comma off and put it in the right place. And I'm going to highlight right there. I can't help but notice that I have that this is telling me that I have the wrong word, and yes, it should be bearing down. So because the other one means to be bare, and sometimes you might find something that I missed, and you can tell me that in the conference and say, hey, you missed this, but I think that I had the wrong word here, and we can talk about that as well. So I'm going to change that. You'll notice on the original, one thing that I missed, and a lot of you did, numbers 2 to 3, an MLA style. If you can write a number in 1 or 2 words, you're going to write it as the word. So let's come over here. And so you would change this to 2 to 3 years. We're going to be formal like that. And so I would highlight that. And then the other one you'll notice when you go back is a lot of you said my mom. Now notice you have 2 choices. I can either say mom, and this is her name, and I'm going to highlight that. Or I could instead, and I'm going to put it down here, I could instead say my mother, and that would work as well. So whenever you are using my or our or their, something to qualify it, we're going to use the common name. Notice here, if it is her name, there's never a my because I'm using it like her name. And I know I didn't get every single thing that was marked here, but you get the idea. Now notice later, if I just highlight it, like if you see a circle, to see how it says my mom's down here, it needs to be mom's words or my mother's. Looking at it now, I laughed as I remember. So notice if there is something highlighted, then you need to have, so notice looking at it now, I laugh as I remember because we're talking about now. If you see these little stars, I'm telling you that you need to indent. So this dialogue needs to stand alone. So make sure that you do indent. I've written little notes in pink all over your paper. So then when you finish your document, you're going to download it as a PDF. If you're using Google Documents, you can upload Word documents. Please do not put any other formats. And then you're going to come over here to assignments and upload it in the revised narrative spot. I have posted this rubric all over the place so that you can see it. When you come to the conference, so you must do it before the conference, so you have signed up in Zoom for your conference. You've signed up for your conference, sorry about that. You've signed up for your conference, and you will meet me there, and I am going to have your old paper and your new paper side by side. And what you are going to do is you have all of these things highlighted, and you are going to tell me you're going to tell me everything that you corrected as you go. If you have any questions before your conference, you are welcome to email me, and I will look forward to seeing you next week or the week after. Please, please, please keep your appointment. This is for a major grade. This is the way that you are getting more points on your paper. I will be putting more points on your paper when you show up. This is also a major grade for showing up on time. So if you just skip, you're going to have a 0 on a really big part of your grade for the semester. So make sure that you do show up.